This is Nathan, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to continue taking a look at a scenario where civilization restarts. Episode 41. In the last video, we saw the unification of 4 American countries, forming the Republic of America. We saw the chocolate team's invasion of the British Isles. And we saw the beginning of the Central Asian Union's development of a nuclear bomb. In today's video, we are going to be seeing some very interesting scenarios. And I think we should just get straight into it. So, to begin with, I think we're going to begin with power rankings. Now, it's been a while since power rankings. I believe I did some after World War IV. World War IV, damn it, World War II! So, continuing, number 1 is still Korea. Korea is still the strongest country in the world, and they have not lost that title yet. Number 2 is still the Lion Team. They are still going strong as number 2. They're, I wouldn't say catching up with Korea, but they're definitely, getting near Korea's level. Number 3, though, is where things change. As we see, Russia is now number 3. Now, Russia was number 4. And I said there was a huge power gap between Russia and the Central Asian Union. Well, because of the Central Asian Union's... how it's been going in the Central Asian Union, they've actually been falling off. They haven't been developing as quickly as Russia has. Russia is now a nuclear power. Obviously, Russia is now a nuclear power, obviously. But Central Asian Union, they haven't really been doing that. They haven't been catching up really with anything. Now, number 5 is going to be handed over to the chocolate team. Definitely an interesting one. They were severely damaged after World War II, but they have rebuilt their economy, they've rebuilt their stability, and they've been going on some expansions, which they're getting away with, but, whatever, nobody's doing anything about it. At number 6, we have the Cyan team. These guys, I don't remember where they were at, but they also have actually been doing pretty well in Europe, considering they're not as developed and economic developed or military developed as the chocolate team. They're up here because their stability is really good. At number 7, we have the pink team. Now, which pink team? Well, the pink African team. Ever since the end of the Moroccan Civil War, these guys have had a huge boost. They've built that economic alliance, they've built up some good allies, such as the purple team, the Western Saharan country, and the brown team. They're doing really well, considering. At number 8, we have the blue team. The blue team it's probably the most neutral country. They have really done nothing. They are just focused on themselves, they're focused on developing, and they're focused on their really only ally, which is the blue team over here. At number 9, we have the American team. Now, this might be a shock, but they're definitely strong. I wouldn't say, there's probably another huge gap between America and the blue team, but they're superpowers. Korea, Russia, the Central Asian Union, the Lion Team are obviously the major powers in the world. But other than those guys, after you get past Central Asian Union, everyone else is kind of a bit weaker. I wouldn't say weak, but they're weaker. But after America, we have the yellow team, and we have the yellow Chinese team. These guys, they're a mid-tier power. They're not very strong. So, remember this? We ain't going to be doing another one of these until, maybe a huge event happens, which you know, we are definitely, not spoiling anything, but we're definitely getting close to a huge event taking place. Anyway, let's begin with the Alliance layer. Oh yeah, they are on this Alliance, damn it, I completely forgot. In the last video, we saw the formation of the Heart Alliance, which includes Russia, Persia, the Red Team, and the Blue Team. We also have to consider in Korea's alliance, which includes Korea, Siberia, the Green Team, and China. But, something is happening with the border of the Red Team. Central Asian Union troops are being more and more active across the border of this country. And these guys kind of start signaling the alarm, like, hey, Russia, why is Central Asian Union starting to do more and more, like, military operations around our area? Not operations, but you know what I mean. Russia's like, I don't know, don't worry about it. And it continues to ramp up until eventually guns are pointed at the Red Team troops that were put there. And this, every single neutral country in the world immediately craps their pants. If Korea would fire off their guns, that would be a declaration of war on the Red Team, and a declaration of war on, well, Russia's alliance. As soon as Russia sees this, they are like, okay, wait, what do you want? And when the Central Asian Union says what they want, Russia will decline it. Now, what did they suggest? Well, they suggested annexing a good chunk of the Red Team to get access to their claim of the Pink Team. Now, Russia just turns that down and is like, no. The Red Team obviously would say no, but Russia is standing up for their ally. They look at Central Asian Union and just say no. Russia declines the offer from the Central Asian Union. Central Asian Union will now begin to bolster up forces on the Red Team's border. And so Russia will react, and Red Team will react by bolstering their forces, and at this point everyone's like, oh boy, let's not start this, shall we? It's very obvious that, it's very obvious to everyone that Central Asian Union has no desire in alliances. I mean, like, this leader is selling expansion. So, you know, when the third and fourth strongest country in the world are pointing gun at each other from one missed-click fire away from starting a major war, you kind of don't want that to escalate. And Korea and the Alliance Team kind of come into this and say, okay, there needs to be a compromise somewhere, but where do we make a compromise? Russia's refusing, Red Team's refusing, Central Asian Union's not going to stop until they get it. The only way out of this is war. And, well, the Alliance Team in Korea, they know this. They're not dumb. They know that the only way to really, like, settle this is war. But they don't want it. The Alliance Team is very against a global war. They are neutral. They do not want a global war happening again. After the effect of World War I and World War II, the Alliance Team is just done with World War. They simply just announced that if a global war were to break out, unless they were specifically attacked, they would have no interest in joining the World War. Korea is different. Korea believes that if another world war were to break out, they would have to join a certain side they believe and trust in. And if this war escalates, Korea will join the side of Russia. They believe Russia is not the aggressor here, aggressive one here. Some months pass, and tensions on this border begin to slowly but surely, like, tense down. Troops begin to leave, and, well, it kind of, like, sorts itself out normally. Now, the leader of the Centration Union, she is pulling her hair out. She is demanding these troops go back, but they simply refuse them. They say, unless you want to stop, literally they're saying, you don't, she's demanding them to go back to the border. She hasn't demanded them to fire, but she wants the red team. But she knows attacking the red team will get these three involved. And that is simply not a war they can fight. The blue team's top 10, Russia's 3, that's a war they can't fight. So, that's your update on this. Tensions between Russia and Central Asian Union are boiling, but let's take our eyes off that and go over to the poor gold team. The green team and chocolate team are now kind of working together. Not like alliance, but they both realise something. They both want the gold team, but they kind of like look at each other and like go, yeah, we want the gold team, don't we? And they begin to do this agreement. They begin to like sign stuff in secret about the cooperated invasion of the gold team. And at this point, the chocolate team's army is now mobilizing, and the green team's army's navy and army is mobilizing. But something happens in the end stages of this agreement. The chocolate team's leader and the green team's leader both have an argument, and they both just throw their things away. The entire agreement's scrapped, and this is like a month before the war is set to start. So when it does start, everyone just looks at chocolate teams and goes, oh, they're just expanding again. But then the green team the green team's forces begin to move in and siege the capital. Now, this is where things get weird. The troops meet up. The troops will meet up together, and they stay there. They stare at each other. And what the agreement was, the green team would take... Oh god, I hate my east and west. The green team would take the westernmost part. I really hope I'm right here. And the brown team would take the easternmost part. But the reason they started to debate each other was because of the capital. The reason they started to debate each other was over the capital and the resources there, and also historic land. Now, this is where they disagreed. The chocolate team, after World War II, lost this land. It gained its independence. And they're claiming that they should have their old land back. But the green team is claiming they should have their old land back, because if you remember, the green team used to own this land. Now, obviously that was about like 1,000 years ago, so why is the green team bothered? Because the leader is reading history books and remembers that the green team used to span the entire most of the Mediterranean. And he wants that back. And what does he want that back? Well, he wants domination of the entire Mediterranean Sea. Yep, that includes the chocolate team's coast, the pink team, and the lime team. This is a very ambitious goal, and he only worked together with the chocolate team if he was able to get... Basically what he was doing is he did this agreement with the chocolate team because he knew the chocolate team also wanted this country. But he tried to bend his hand, but the chocolate team's leader realised and stopped. And he just said, no, I'm not doing this. You're bending my hand. I'm not doing it. So when the chocolate team takes over the land the green team wanted, they don't stop rolling, as they can roll right into the chocolate team's land, killing tens of thousands of troops. This is an act of war. And almost immediately, the chocolate team will declare war on the green team. But, it's not done there. Because, the green team... The green team knows a war against the chocolate team will not end in their favour. They are a top... Yes, they are a top 20 power, but the chocolate team's a top 5 power. So, they signed an agreement with somebody who, you know, is neutral, but they might want some revenge for some historic reasons. They signed an agreement with the Cyan team. And the Cyan team troops are going to roll into the chocolate team as well. And then, and at this point, the chocolate team realizes the green team basically outplayed them. They got completely outplayed by the green team. The green team bent their hand, wanted them to realize, so that they could have a reason to invade. Well, not really have a reason to invade, but, you know, have an actual justified reason to invade, and also bring in the Cyan team who agreed to invade them if something like this happened. And the chocolate team is against number 17 and number 6. That's going to be a lot for them. So what do? Well, they call for help. And the only country that actually answers for help is the Burgundy team. These two are very close allies. They've worked together for a long time, and, well, they just have worked together. They're allies. But we're not done there. We're not done there. Because on accident, something else happens which is not going to be good. The green team's navy was out here in, well, their land, obviously their Mediterranean borders. And, the pink team was also out here. They always have the navy around here because their capital's here, for God's sake. But, the green team, one of the ships of the green team fired at the pink team ship, pink Algerian team ship, and sunk it. Not too long after the Cyan team joined the war against the chocolate team. And the green team's like, whoa. We didn't do that on purpose. That was an accident from our people. The pink team says, shut up. The pink team sees that the green team is... If the green team and the Cyan team take down the chocolate team and annex their land, that is a powerful country that they're going to be up against. And they don't want that. So we see the pink team join the side of the chocolate team. And now we see the Mediterranean war take place. We see the chocolate team, the burgundy team, and the pink team versus the Cyan team and the green team. And who knows, maybe even more countries will join in on this war. We see that we now have yet another regional war taking place. Not a regional war, a major war. Obviously, we had the War of Asia, which spelled defeat for the pink team. But now we see the Mediterranean war take place. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one, which will... I don't actually know what video it will be.